The wind carried a warning long before the danger appeared. The scent of blood. Panic. Tiny cries hidden beneath the tall grass. Two frightened cheetah cubs stumbled through the chaos of survival, too young to understand how quickly the wild can turn cruel. Nearby, the adult cheetahs of the family suddenly rose from their resting place. Every instinct in their bodies told them something was terribly wrong. This family was unusual. Large, united, and rarely seen together on the open savanna. Earlier that day, there had been 8 of them moving through the grasslands as one. But now, several cubs were missing. And then they saw her. The lioness moved forward with terrifying confidence, carrying one of the cubs in her jaws as though it weighed nothing at all. She did not hurry. She did not fear them. Because a lioness does not need to explain power. The cheetahs circled carefully around her, their spotted bodies moving like shadows around a mountain of muscle and fury. Yet even surrounded, the lioness refused to release the cub. It was more than a kill now. It was a message. A warning. Every step she took forced the cheetahs to make a choice between fear and desperation. To lose a cub is not simply loss. In the wild, it is the disappearance of a future generation. A bloodline erased before it has even begun. Still, the cheetahs knew direct force would fail. None of them alone could challenge her strength. So instead, they tried something different. Pressure. One moved to her side. Another drifted behind her. They searched for hesitation, for distraction, for the smallest opening. Their goal was not to overpower her, but to make her attention split in too many directions at once. The lioness kept moving, jaws locked tightly around the cub. As long as she carried it, the cheetahs could not attack freely. The cub had become both victim and shield. But grief was beginning to change the family. Fear slowly transformed into anger. The circle tightened. One cheetah stepped ahead of the lioness, attempting to slow her path. Another crept toward her blind side. Every movement forced the lioness to turn, react, and think. And every second of attention cost her energy. For the first time, uncertainty entered the hunt. The cheetahs understood something important in that moment. Alone, none of them could defeat her. Together, they could become exhaustion itself. The lioness suddenly lunged, forcing the attackers backward. Dust exploded beneath her paws as the family scattered, but only for a moment. They returned again almost immediately, testing her from every angle. Not with reckless bravery. With patience. With numbers. Then something changed. The lioness briefly loosened her grip on the cub while reacting to another attack from behind. For a single breath, the mother cheetah moved closer than she had before. Hope flashed through the chaos. But the wild offers very little mercy. The lioness tightened her jaws again, reminding them all who still controlled the fight. Now the tension became something darker. The cheetahs were no longer acting from panic alone. Frustration and rage had entered the battle. Far across the grasslands, missing members of the family finally reappeared. The group was whole again. More bodies. More movement. More pressure surrounding the exhausted predator. The lioness could feel the balance beginning to shift. The attacks became constant. Quick strikes from behind. Sharp claws tearing across her skin before disappearing again into the confusion. The cheetahs avoided her front, never challenging her strength directly. Instead, they targeted movement, stamina, and patience. Again. And again. And again. This is how even powerful hunters begin to fall, not from one deadly blow, but from endless demands placed upon a tired body. The lioness was still dangerous. Still dominant. But no longer untouchable. Her breathing grew heavier. Every turn became slower than the last. Dust clung to her body while fresh wounds opened across her back and sides. Yet she refused to surrender the center. The cheetahs had learned her rhythm now. They recognized the pauses between her reactions. They understood where exhaustion lived inside her movements. And they kept exploiting it. The pressure never stopped. The savannah itself seemed frozen around the conflict. Predators and prey alike disappear quickly in a world ruled by weakness. Here, hesitation can become death in seconds. Then, suddenly, another figure appeared in the distance. A male lion. Everything changed immediately. The cheetahs saw him and instinctively slowed. Whatever courage they had discovered against one exhausted lioness vanished the moment another predator entered the scene. The lioness looked toward him, battered and breathing hard. For the first time since the confrontation began, she no longer stood alone. And sometimes, in the brutality of the wild, survival itself becomes the closest thing to mercy.